Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Ask Us Anything.
Yeah. Is that what this is? Literally, we just arrived back in Michigan like 10 minutes ago. You know, we just drove 600 miles today. We've been on the road for pretty much a month, starting with the UP and then down to the Tampa RV show and then the Panhandle and the Emerald Coast and then
Linden.
Tennessee. By the way, thanks.
Last night we went to downtown Nashville.
Yeah, we went honky tonkin' in downtown Nashville and drove back today. Hey, thank you to everybody that we met. We've had two meetups on the road. Yesterday in Linden with a lot of people who came down to they were touring the Woodlands where we have our Loblolly Ridge property, and we got to meet up with a lot of folks. That was fun.
It was.
And the week before, we did a meetup on the Emerald Coast in Destin. And we are going to be home in Michigan for a couple, 3 weeks.
And in those 3 weeks, we might be we might be moving.
We might.
We might.
I don't know.
We don't know what's going on.
Oh, we might go on another trip. But anyway, hey, we want to start off with, did you take that thing that was just here? Oh, right there, my car. You took my prop.
I thought you were being messy.
No, I wasn't being messy. We have a giveaway. This is a really good giveaway. It's like worth over $1,000. This is the SpotOn satellite collar that we use for Bo. It is the neatest thing. That's the satellite receiver right there, and you put it on the dog, so that's kind of up. So you know the dog's head goes through this way. This is at the bottom, and it contacts satellites, GPS. You can draw with an app that you get with this property lines up to many acres in size. And the dog, if he goes out of that boundary, he gets a beep. And then if he goes a little too close, it's a louder beep and then like a little vibration buzz. And it really works. And you can do multiple maps with it. We have one in Tennessee on our property there at Loblolly Ridge. We have one on our 10 acres in Michigan where it's like, you know, I think it's about a 6-acre fence. I made a fence. It works through the canopy of trees.
If you go to somebody's house,
you could make one there.
You could make one at that house. I mean, this is the coolest thing.
I mean, you even call up the app and it will zero in and show you where you are and that property. And then you can just use your fingers to draw a boundary, activate it, and let your dog out. And then, you know, it's awesome.
And what's really fun is you can see where the dog has been.
Oh, yeah. At least little drops on it. Anyway, we're giving one away. And I think this is one of if you have a dog and you like to travel, this is one of the most awesome things. We're giving it away. That's the address right there, rvlifestyle.com sweepstakes. You can enter as many times as you want.
I'm going to ask a dumb question.
I hope I know the answer because I'm kind of dumb.
No, I mean, Bo is 65 pounds. Yeah, that's quite a
well, they have different sizes. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, some poor little 5-pound dog.
But yeah, this had lots of room to. I cut it off. I made it fit him, and then I cut the tail off.
This part.
Yeah, well, this part that's a little smaller for other dogs, I think.
Okay.
It's not very heavy, really. It's not heavy. Jennifer's testing, so it's not that bad. You'd think it's heavier than it is, but it's really cool. It's called the SpotOn fence, and I think they're even giving a fabulous discount too if you just want to not take your chances and just buy one. But we're going to give it away. This contest will last 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tonight, we'll announce the winner. This is probably the neatest gadget that we bought last year. We bought this ourselves for Bo, and we did a video on it, and we'll probably do some more because I'm doing a thing on our favorite gadgets and stuff. But
we have invisible fence for our sticks and bricks. I like this better.
Oh gosh, this is so good. Like we were in our property in Florida. And or property in Tennessee. Can't keep track. I put it on him the other night as soon as we got there, and I knew right where it was. It was pitch black out there, but I could call up on the map and say, "Oh, he's up that way. He's over here," and it's great. And if the dog chases a rabbit or something, goes outside the boundary, it will track him and show you where he is in real time with GPS. It's the coolest thing. It's expensive, but dogs are expensive. We're giving one away, and go there, enter, and see if you can win it. You can read all the details on it, but it's really cool. It's called the SpotOn satellite I think it's called a satellite fence or something.
I don't suppose I can tell our kids to put their name in, huh?
Sure. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So anyway, that's we'll talk about that for the next couple of weeks, but it's a cool giveaway, and we have lots of giveaways planned throughout this year, but that's a great one. So hope you all are well. We're ready to talk to you and answer any of your questions about the RV lifestyle. We'll do our best.
We should have taken a picture today for lunch because
Oh,
you put
yeah.
the tailgate down in the trunk. And
Yeah, and
I was making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
we because
we didn't want to take, we had to go.
we had like basically 600 miles, and to get here in time to do this, because it's awkward when we do it from the truck and on the road, you don't know if you have a good signal. We really had to run. And so we got time to eat. And she's dropped the tailgate. Jennifer made a sandwich.
I should have made them
Where was that?
where we had spent the night before.
That was just north of Louisville, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, it worked out great. I mean, because I'd rather have peanut butter and jelly than buy fast food.
Yeah.
And you don't want to go someplace where it's going to take forever to get your food.
But we listened to an Audible book coming
Yes,
here.
And that was fun.
John Grisham's latest book, The Boys from Biloxi.
Uh-huh.
And like all John Grisham thrillers, it's a good one. And just screamed on in. But we'll sleep tonight. All right, let's do some of your questions. Enough about our gallivanting around. Road trip buddy.
I can't see the screen.
Oh, I'll have to move
dear.
it. He
Oh,
says,
dear.
not going to happen, road trip buddy. He says, bring back the beard, Mike. No, I did pretty good with the beard.
You got itchy.
Yeah, I was itchy, but I mean, it was coming in pretty good.
I thought you looked good with it.
Well, but you know why I cut it off.
Because you were Mr. Picky Face.
Yeah, I
didn't like Mr. Picky Face.
she didn't like my picky face. So, okay, it's gone. Hi, Ed Richards from Louisiana.
Sunny but nippy in South Louisiana, planning my trip to Utah using RV Trip Wizard.
Oh man, Utah, it's awesome. Yeah,
Oh, you're
wish
gonna
we were
love
going with you.
Yeah,
Wish we were going. Maybe we can. Maybe that's what we'll do next trip.
that would be so
yeah.
much fun.
Awesome. Thanks, Ed, for checking in with us tonight. Send lots of pictures, which I know you will do. You take great photos.
We sure appreciated good weather driving
Yep.
home today.
Eileen Ciorda.
Okay, I was wondering how you got your window fixed. Did someone come out to you to do it? I heard about this. I heard the story about how it happened, but not how it got fixed. I just love your adventures.
Yeah, well, that was okay. I've had
Too many adventures.
First of all, Eileen, yes, it is fixed, and we
Yes.
found somebody who
They
finally came out.
came to our place.
And I will have a full
Two men.
full confession video next Saturday on what happened and how we fixed it and what I didn't do that I should have done. But I have learned on this recent month-long trip 2 lessons, actually 1 lesson twice. The first one was always listen to your wife. I confess.
How long we in bed? No, I'm just joking.
We were backing in. It was a really tight spot. And Jennifer said,
Let me get out and help guide you.
and I said,
I can do it.
yeah, I did it all right. I cut it too short. The edge of the fifth wheel smashed out the back window. You'll see that in that video coming out. So that I learned it. And then I learned that very same lesson on Thursday night. Thursday we left Florida and drove up to Loblolly Ridge. And that was a 458
And it rained
mile.
the entire day. It was
Well,
a dreadful drive.
It rained until about an hour before we got there, and then that turned to an ice storm. But one of our valuable lessons or goals is never to arrive after dark. Well, it's our property. I know it. Let's get there. Let's settle in. And we made the mistake of it had been raining. And then
What is this week?
I made the mistake. Jennifer said right away, let's stay at our neighbor's Troy. Comet Troy is right next door. He's got several spots. He'll let us stay or just stay out in front. I said, no, I can get in. I know exactly where we are. Well, it had started to turn to ice. It was beautiful. It was coating the trees, and the ice was like a mist, and it was freezing, and it was reflecting back the headlights. I'm just giving you a lot of excuses because I didn't listen to her. And when I came in, I didn't make the turn wide enough because it looked like I was still on my driveway, but I was not. It was some loose stones that we have at the edge of a little drop off.
So I'm thinking, I wonder if you can tip over
It was like that.
the
It was
fifth
like
wheel
that.
and the truck, because I think I might. Too bad I don't have a video camera, because I think we
Well,
might be going to do that.
Yeah, I hope not. But my 4-wheel drive, I put it in 4-wheel drive and it pulled me right out.
That truck is something else.
But listen to your wives. That's my lesson. And I bet I have to learn that again. But that's twice in this trip. So anyway, it got fixed. We'll have a video on the window and we'll show you some of the stuff that.
That's only half of it. That was the first phase of trying to park. And then there was the second part where we're leaving and going to back up. And I was like,
oh,
no.
well, yeah. Anyway,
Don't.
They are adventures.
Yes, they
Suzanne Weiss.
While at Tampa show, any units from Alliance RV? If so, did you go through any?
No, we
thoughts?
didn't. There's so many to see. And as in the video that we released yesterday, which we toured a whole bunch of them. We just did serendipity. There's no way.
Should have asked us sooner.
Well, yeah, if you'd asked us earlier, we would have, because
made
a couple of
special
people
point.
asked us to specifically shoot vehicles, and we went and did that. We shot them for them. But there's no way two people can adequately see every unit. And so we just took the ones that kind of, that were on our list that we hadn't reviewed before, or there was an update with them, or there was a reason, some serendipitous reason that we wanted to see them. But we didn't do Alliance. There's just so many new RVs out there. And Wilderness Disney Dad.
Good evening.
That's one of them. Coach House RVs. That's one of our
loved your quick look at Coach House RVs in Tampa. Would you consider doing a video tour of their Operations Florida? We have been wanting to do that for years.
We've talked to them several times about doing it. They're very welcoming, and we just have to.
We have to make it happen.
You need to have a bunch of other stuff to do in the area, not to go just for that. And that's the challenge.
And then what do we do with Bo?
What do we do with Bo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bo is. We can just let Bo run loose in the factory with his SpotOn collar, satellite camera. But yeah, we really would like to see them. They make a really good unit. They're very expensive. We liked what we saw in it. We think the decor is a little dated. In fact, it is very dated, but you can change the decor.
That was
yourself.
somebody's taste.
Yeah.
They made that one special for somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway.
Personally, I like the lighter colors.
Yeah. But it's a beautiful unit. So we did see that one, and that was in the video we did yesterday. Melissa Lyle.
I would like to go off grid a little more, and I'm interested in solar. I know I want a lithium iron phosphate battery, but if I can speak, but will that and a couple of portable solar panels be a good start?
It'll be a good start, but it's not enough if you're going to stay off grid for any time. It's lithium ion, ION, not iron, but it sounds like that when people say it. Lithium ion battery. You really need, two. A minimum of two to do any quality off the grid stuff. And you really need a minimum of about 400 watts of solar panels. And then you're good to.
About inverter.
Well, the inverter, an inverter goes without saying. You should have at least a 2,000 watt, preferably a 3,000 watt inverter. Yes, you can get by for a few hours or overnight with less than that, but you're going to not be happy with it in the long term. So at least 2 lithium ion batteries and 400 watts of solar and a minimum of 2,000, preferably a 3,000 watt inverter. That's our recommendations. Yes, you can do less, but you won't be happy long term. Tollett Depot.
Okay, how far is your Tennessee property from Jackson, Tennessee?
About 45, 50 minutes, maybe. We get Jackson, Tennessee TV there, so close enough to be in TV range over the air. But it's about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour in an ice storm. So, yeah. Skipping around.
Have you looked into changing your fifth wheel hitch since your Florida parking irritation?
No, take a look when you see the video Saturday. I just want to use it properly. Actually, there is a newer hitch that they have that, we could be talked into getting, but now that I know how to properly use that hitch, I don't think there's any pressing need to get it because the hitch is fine. It was all operator error. You'll see it in my confessional video coming up next Saturday. Embarrassed as I will be to report it, it's only fair that I tell you when I screw up, and I screwed up. Facebook user.
I'm needing to stay on the beach for 4 weeks along the Panhandle from the end of February to end of March. Any suggestions?
You will have probably no problems if you start now for next year, for 2024. But if you're going to start, if you're looking for 2023 on the beach, it's not going to happen, I don't think.
I bet you can make it happen. Just start.
Good luck.
Suggestions, there's a lot of places.
Well, there's only a couple that are on the
our friends
beach.
Kathy and Les.
Yeah, Kathy and Les will put you up in Navarre.
Oh,
but they're not on the beach. But on the beach, there's only a couple of suggestions, and they tend to be booked long in advance. But you can try.
Now, to me, on the beach, those long, skinny, parks. There's just a couple spots on the beach.
Yeah, but
you're way out by the road.
Yeah,
you might get in.
Yeah, well, you try Camp Gulf. That's in Miramar Beach. That's pretty good and on the beach. You can try Fort Pickens State Park. I think they're open now. They had been closed because of weather problems a few years ago, but I think they're back open. There's a Pensacola Beach RV Park. You can try them. But when they say on the beach, you're really not on the beach. Maybe a couple of sites are facing the beach or not too far from the beach, but the rest of them are all back, like Jen says. And then there's a whole slew of state parks, Grayton Beach. I want to say Huntington. What's the big one by us in Destin? Grayton Beach.
There's a million of them out there. You just got to find them.
Draws a blank. But you're going to have a heck of a time from the end of February to the end of March. In one spot. Now maybe you can move around.
One spot, then go to another spot.
Try looking around on the armpit end of the peninsula. St. George Island is one that you could look at. Try Ho-Hum in Caravel, Florida. They have a few spots right on the beach.
Panhandle?
Well, that's not in the Panhandle. That's down where it starts to curve, the Forgotten Coast, but it's not that far. So, but they're very popular. So, and then there are a couple of spots that have one or two beach sites up along Navarre. Look at Campgrounds Navarre, Florida, Navarre.
I bet you people are giving them suggestions.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody will give you some stuff in
the
text, but finding one for a full month right there. But if you are flexible and can move around a lot, and maybe take advantage of some cancellations, you can find them and then see what you like and then book it a year advance and you got it for next year. A Facebook user again with a question.
Good evening. I have a question about your property in Tennessee. Did you set up your pads with sewer hookups? If so, do you have a septic tank and a drain field or just a septic tank? I'm thinking of doing something similar and setting up a few pads for friends and family, and maybe also make available for boondockers welcome.
Yes, we did. We have 3 setups. All of them have full sewer hookups. We have a septic field, a septic tank that's big enough to handle a 3-bedroom house, and a septic field. You need to get permits for all of that stuff from the county and the state. It's easy to get. They're very responsive. So yes, go for it. Do it. That's what we did, and that's what most of our neighbors that have bought are doing as well. So easy to set up. All right, one other.
What do y'all think about the Gulfstream vintage cruisers?
Didn't look at them. Sounds fun. Didn't look at them. Got to tell us in advance because we, there were 1,500 new units there and we didn't see them all, but I didn't see those. James Massey.
Susan and I got a boondocking surprise when 15-watt space heater quickly cut into our
lithium-ion batteries
on a cold night.
Yeah, dropped it 50% in an hour. Battery management, I mean, you don't need to have a book to do that, James. I mean, 1,500 watts is a lot of drain. And yes, that will do that. If you're boondocking, that's going to drain it. Just like your air conditioner would drain it, so will a 1,500 watt space heater, a ceramic heater.
Microwaves, toasters,
Oh,
hair dryers. It's
yeah,
things
those
that
are the
little
big
energy
things.
pigs.
Yep. So, you just have to look at wattage. You want to use as few watts as possible. And in cold weather, that's not going to last you long at all. Just like an air conditioner in hot weather is going to die those batteries, so will a 1500 watt space heater. Just bundle up, bring a lot of blankets, James. Joe Smetana.
But this is one you really can't answer. What style of RV has the best resale value after 3 years? If you think about a car, usually the more expensive cars have the best resale value. But, I don't know. What has the
we
best
talked to
resale value?
an RV tech friend of ours this weekend, and he said that he has noticed a major decline in quality, and that when people ask him what RV to buy, he does not recommend a 21 or 22 or 23 model. He said that the quality in all of them that he's serviced in recent months and that have been 21, 22, or 23 has been just really bad quality. Whether it's because they can't get enough workers or the parts shortage, he says that he's finding people are substituting parts. The manufacturers are, that things aren't wired right. It's like the people that don't have a lot of experience. So in terms of which ones have the best resale value, I think
Anything made before 2020?
I think
before COVID hit?
Yeah, I think that would be normally, if you want to believe that guy, and we've heard anecdotally that from others, look at a used RV. But in terms of which ones, if you're going to buy a new one, which have the best resale, generally speaking, the higher quality the unit is, the more expensive it is. So conversely, if you buy an expensive RV, it will have a little better resale value. You want to buy for quality and not necessarily price, but the two usually are pretty close.
It's better to buy a used
So
good vehicle rather than a new. Not so
and Joe, we don't know whether you're talking about towables, whether you're talking about fifth wheel, a toy hauler, a Class A, a Class B, a Class C, because all of those are different. But in general, I'll say that Airstreams hold their value really well. Airsteel trailers. In Class C's, leisure travel vans hold their value very well because they have a well-deserved reputation for quality. Coach house RVs hold their value very well. Let's see what
advanced
other
RV.
The advanced RV, which is kind of a boutique Class B builder, just hold their value very well.
Just basically the more expensive ones.
The ones owned by the huge RV corporations, conglomerates, generally don't hold their value as compared to some of those that are smaller family-owned run businesses. I'm giving you a very broad paintbrush answer to that, but that's the best we can do. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you're looking for, Joe. So
it is, but that's a good question, though.
Yeah, it's a very good question. Rosamond Crawley, Henderson State Park, it's right next to us. Yes, right down the road from us. And again, they're not on the beach. You got to actually walk to the beach or take a short drive.
Okay.
Somebody else.
So Minneapolis had a little RV show this weekend. It was fun and free, but only 300 units, mostly towables.
Yeah, we publish in our newsletter every Monday when we mail out our weekly newsletter, a list of all the upcoming RV shows. Minneapolis would have been a lot of fun. 300 would have been a great unit. You could go through that in a day, and it would be fun to go through.
There's no price to get in, and it just would be fun. It's a good way to see what's new.
I think they went
your
to
feet.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that is fun.
It is. It's a heck of a lot of fun. Skipping around.
How was the land sale at the Woodlands? Was there a good showing to purchase lots?
Yeah, we met people from all over the country, from Colorado, from New York, from just everywhere. Florida, they all, and it seemed to us that almost everybody who went and looked was buying, because we went and hung out where they were all gathering. And like when we got there, the first group was out, the 10 o'clock group, and 11 o'clock was showing up, and we were just visiting with folks. And the 10 o'clock came back and seemed like everybody was selling or was buying land. So I think they did real well.
We didn't ask, but it looked like people were interested.
Yeah.
I don't know what
But everybody seemed very happy. So I think we met 2 couples who didn't buy, and but everybody else that was there, and I didn't count how many people there were, but I'd say 50, 60 maybe
I
showing
don't
up.
know.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
But it was fun meeting everybody.
Mhm.
Okay, Phyllis wants me to mention this. By the way, thank you to Phyllis over in Iowa for running the questions for us. And on YouTube, Chris Cowley is taking care of all the YouTube questions. But this is to remind you, for those of you who tuned in a little later, we're giving away a SpotOn satellite GPS collar for your dog. It's not for you. It's for your dog. And this is Bo's. We talked about it at length, but if you go to that site, you can learn all about it. We bought this ourselves back in the fall, early fall for Bo. And you can set up multiple fences. You just do it all with an app, draw them in. It keeps the dog inside. It works through a canopy of trees.
You realize with boondocking?
Oh yeah, you go to a where you can let the dog run free in
How
a
about
boondocking
trees?
spot.
With trees, if you're
It's got a, when you set it up, there's a little tree setting that adjusts the sensitivity. And I walked them on our property before the leaves dropped, and it never missed a beat, and we have one of our fences on our property in Michigan is probably 5 acres, 6 acres, maybe, that we've got it drawn in. And the one in Florida is probably 3 acres. And
you mean Tennessee?
in Tennessee, yes. Yeah, we don't have one in Florida, but we have
Would like to.
we have a fence that we use this for. And you can set up, you go visit a friend, you can set up your own. It's all done through an app. It doesn't harm the dog. It basically just buzzes or beeps. I think you can put in prongs if
But
you
we
wanted
do
it
not have that.
to give him a shock, but we have found that just the buzz and the beep keep Bo in.
Make Bo extremely
And,
nervous. Beeps and
It's also
buzzes and-
it's also a really great price if you want to buy them. That's special to the sweepstakes. It's going to last 2 weeks. Enter as many times as you want. But if you have a dog, and they have them in different sizes for whatever size your dog is, so it's pretty cool.
Well, are we gonna call this a wrap and
Are we done, Phyllis?
try to settle in?
We're done. Oh no,
question.
okay. Tie web.
Okay, Mike, when you tow the fifth wheel, where can you
you can have a real road limitation concerns.
what app are you using to navigate?
Oh, well, I'm using, I don't remember which Garmin it is, but we tested out. That's another video we'll have on this last trip to and from Florida. We tested it out. Did I write it down here? I think I did. We tested it out with a new system that we're using it from Garmin.
We really
it's-
like the Garmin.
It's a really expensive system. It's their brand new one, and I don't have the model number. I don't think. I don't. I'd have to go look it up, but I think it's I don't know. It's 4 numbers, but it's an $899 navigation system, which right away is that, you look pro and cons. That's a huge con. Way too much money, I think. But I was really curious as to how it would work compared to what I normally use, which is Apple Maps or Google Maps or Waze, just an app on my phone through the Apple CarPlay. So I was running both of these to and from Florida. So we did maybe 4,000 or 5,000 mile trip.
And that's normal for us.
Yeah.
They have 2 different
And
direction systems going at once.
And what we noticed is that the Garmin would direct us. It's aimed at big RVs. You set in the length of your RV, its height, and the Garmin sent us more times than not a slightly different route than
a little bit longer.
Yeah, a little bit longer. There's one very notorious bridge right next to the Natchez Park Trace in Tennessee. There is a big RV park there, Thousand Trails RV Park. And one of the entrances off the trail, there's a bridge that's only like 9 feet tall. You can see where all these RVs have hit it. Now we've come through with our vans. I guess I think it's 11 feet because we can come through in our van. Okay. And we've had no problems. And I was really curious to see if the Garmin would direct us a different route. And it did. It took us around that. So we like it. It's a big screen. It's so big. If you mount it on the dash, it kind of covers up some of the road. But we were very impressed with it. I loved the screen as I got used to it. It became something really nice to have. we'll do a video review on it in a couple of weeks. They sent us this to review. We didn't buy it. And I don't know if I would spend $899 on it. I just don't know if I would. But it was very nice, and it updates the maps automatically. All you need to do is have an internet connection. But normally we just use Apple CarPlay and either Google Maps or Waze.
I bet you they like theirs.
Yeah. Corrine Thomas.
Do you think you will use your fifth wheel more than your Class B now when traveling?
Traveling, I don't know. We have, frankly, gone back and forth. Do we want to sell our fifth wheel? It's brand new, or not our fifth wheel. We're going to sell our fifth wheel eventually too someday. But our leisure travel vans, do we want to sell that? And because it's brand new, and it's been sitting on our driveway for 3 months, and we think, well, maybe we should just sell it. Because it's a 2-year, 3-year wait for them. It's on the Sprinter chassis. It's a Unity
It's a
FX.
beautiful unit.
But we'll be using it this week. We actually will be, I think we'll be home for a full week. Wow, a whole week home. And then we take off next week, and we'll be using it. Our original intent was to use it's not a Class B, by the way, it's a Class C, was to use the Unity to do more of our traveling back and forth, and the fifth wheel to use when we're going to stay someplace for extended periods of time. Right now, for example, the fifth wheel is back in Tennessee at Loud Valley Ridge.
We didn't want to winterize it.
I didn't want to winterize it again. And, that's where we have been using it as sort of like a cabin. And so any traveling we do now will be in the Unity, unless we sell it, which we still haven't figured it out. And then you wanted to buy a Class B. We can't do that. We can't buy 3 RVs. We really shouldn't have 2. But I guess all this to say we love all kinds of RVs. You're thinking about an Airstream someday?
I'm not thinking about anything right now.
You had me looking at a toy hauler, and then you fell in love with a truck camper. That really looked cool until you found out I'd have to get a
larger truck,
1-ton truck to pull it. But man, that was pretty cool.
It was cool.
So Corey and I don't know how to answer that, but right now we're kind of leaning to selling the Unity. Johnny Lightning. I
have to buy a new sofa for my RV. Any suggestions as to manufacturers?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
No, but you know what I would do? I would get, I don't have one down here, in the studio, family FMCA, the motorhome, the motor club. No, it's not a motorhome. Now they're everything. They have some great ads in the back of them from companies that do furniture restoration or replacement. And if you can get to an FMCA rally, they have a big one coming up next month in March in Perry, Georgia, and then they have one
usually in
Tucson, in Gillette, Wyoming, coming up in the summer. Or pick up their magazine, and it's called, I think, Family RVing. And look in the back; they've got lots of ads from people who make RV furniture. Camping World stores, super centers, they have some pretty good furniture that you can replace too. So go look at those.
You want the best sofa that you can get that's comfortable, it's going to be durable, that's lightweight. There's a lot of things.
The key is lightweight, because you can't necessarily put in residential stuff because it's so heavy. So you need one that is not going to put you over the weight limits on.
And again,
RV.
The community out there. The things that they have bought. Like when we had the gathering in Destin, somebody told me they have a leisure and they didn't like the mattress on their Murphy bed. And they told me that they got a great mattress, but it was $3,500 for a mattress. So I didn't write down the name of the company.
Because a Murphy bed, it's got to flip.
It's got to be lightlight, be comfortable, and
we put a new mattress in the fifth wheel. We've had 3 since we bought it, and this is. In fact, they're going to be sponsored starting, I think, next week, maybe on the podcast. Mm-hmm. We just absolutely love this mattress. So much so that we bought the same mattress for our house.
And I did ask them about the Murphy bed, but they don't make them for a Murphy bed.
Yep. Long answer, Johnny, but try I hope we led you a couple of places there. Pat Patterson.
Purchased Thor 29.5 February of 22. Now in shop since 9/1/22. Dealer blames Thor for delays in warranty repair approval, then delayed in supplying parts. Do we have any recourse? Only got 300 miles
See,
on
Pat,
it.
this is what we hear over and over and over again from so many people. We just had a story about somebody who had a Camping World RV that leaked, and Camping World came out, tried to fix it. They couldn't fix it. They never were able to use it. And finally, Camping World, they got a local TV station involved, and the TV station came out that it was raining, and they actually documented the leaks, and Camping World actually refunded their money. But in your case, I mean, I've heard not just Thor, but all sorts of other makers, these hassles with warranty repairs. And, it's no secret that dealers will blame the manufacturer when the dealer just doesn't get around to it or doesn't order the parts or screwed up somehow. Manufacturers oftentimes will say, hey, they never ordered it until a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So, I don't
question
know
whether the dealer really
I would
sent that in.
My first question would be, who is this dealer? What are their reviews like? Are they telling you the truth? Isn't that terrible that that's what life is like. Are they telling you the truth? I don't know. They're blaming Thor. Then what I guess I would do is try and find out, well, I would call Thor and ask, who's your customer service liaison? Every one of these companies have somebody. Tell them the issue. Say, this is what that dealer is saying. I hate to say get an attorney involved, but if you've had that in that
since September,
that is
September,
inexcusable.
October, November, December, January. Starting February.
I would ask for my money back. I would get an attorney involved.
Well, I would try to
look. September. He just bought it. He's got 300 miles on it, and
I'd go past the dealer.
Yeah,
I would call somebody at Thor.
Exhaust everything you can. Be as polite and nice as you can, because you don't know that what the dealer is telling you the truth. Talk to Thor. If the dealer is telling you the truth, then you can go after Thor. But it's enough to make me want to go to law school, because I get so angry when I hear stories like this. They're messing with you, man. Don't let them get away with it.
I often wondered if there's any kind of paper trail. You could go into the dealer and say, somewhere on their computer they have what date they contacted. Would they lie?
It worked in the Camping World case. Get your local TV consumer reporter involved in the thing and have them go to the dealer, and maybe they can resolve it. Because the one thing the dealer doesn't want is publicity.
Bad publicity.
And if people know the way they just treated you, they don't want that out there in the public. TG with the question.
Okay, so what is this? Their fifth wheel
He's having problems with the heating, and it's kind of a sweeping statement. Furnaces that waste heat, don't mind if it's propane. Better 35K propane for a 34-foot. Well, you have a huge RV for one thing. Okay, I mean, 35K propane is going to work really, really hard to heat a 34-foot RV. What we have done with ours is 32.5 feet, and we've used propane, but we supplement that. We have a fireplace, electric fireplace, that I think is 15,000 BTU, and that kicks out a lot of heat that warms the whole front of the coach, or our fifth wheel. And then we use a small 1,500 amp ceramic heater, and at night we put that heater in the bathroom and have it push out in the hallway towards our bed. And I set my heat for like 65, 64. It's been very cold in Tennessee, and when we camped in the UP, and we actually have to turn the heat down. So we use the ceramic heater and the fireplace. We don't
run the fireplace at night.
Yeah, we turn it off for both, and we've been really warm, and it does last. We have two 30-pound tanks of propane, and in really, really cold weather, you'll go through 30 pounds in about 5 days. So 4 or 5 days. But we found that if we run the fireplace and if we run the ceramic heater, we can stretch that out. So
I kind of hated to use the oven the other day because it's propane.
It doesn't use that much for the oven. But you have to be hooked up into a 50 amp power supply to run that much electric stuff. But it worked great for us. Now in our Class C, we still use that. We just use the ceramic heater, and then our regular furnace and keep the furnace low and, at like 60, and then use a ceramic heater. And between our body heat and Bo's body heat,
Yeah, we
warms
don't
it
like
up.
to use the heater in the Class C because the heating vents are on the floor and there's not a lot of space on the floor. And Bo, being a Norwegian Elk-Hound,
He
he
doesn't like
hates
that
that
heat.
heat.
Yep. So,
And we have to think about Bo.
but it's tough. It's tough to find. Remember, these things aren't insulated very well.
No, they're not.
Insulated. It's not so much the furnace as it is the insulation on these fifth wheels.
Okay, what's the advantage of buying an RV at a show versus at a dealership?
It's usually the deal, a price. We found fantastic prices, really, at the big RV show. And we only go to two now. We go to Hershey and Tampa. And but for example, we were looking at the new Brinkley fifth wheel, which is a super high quality. It's getting all the buzz, a brand new RV that just came, new brand RV. And their fifth wheel is about $100,000 if you buy it through a dealer. At the show, they were selling it for $84,000. That's a pretty good
3-month wait.
And this is it's a 3-month wait, but it's a really high end fifth wheel. And we found a lot of the inexpensive Class C's. I know to say something that's over $100,000 is inexpensive, but it is. Class B's, inexpensive Class B's at $150,000, $140,000 for some of those had show prices only at under 100 or just over 100. So substantial discounts. That's what you'll find at an RV show. And usually it's on that specific unit that's there. So you've got it. You might have to wait a few days for them to take it back to dealership and prep it for show. But you can usually get it quicker and at a better price. Hope that answered that. Told it again.
Okay. Do you have a preference over state, national parks, chain campgrounds, KOA, etc., or private campgrounds?
Well, that's one of the reasons we bought property, both in Michigan and in Tennessee. We love the areas. We want to camp there often, but we don't like camping in a crowd. We just don't, unless, it's a couple of friends that are with us. So we have built our own little private RV retreat, 3 sites.
And national parks are not dog friendly.
And they don't
We have a big dog.
Yep. And it's state parks, national parks are probably our favorite, but they're extremely crowded today.
Can't get in.
KOAs are generally, we'll use them when we're traveling. We like to go there maybe once a week or so to a KOA because we'll
do our laundry.
We'll fill up with propane. We'll do our laundry, and they have a dog park there. They
usually.
So it's usually, and there's a general level of quality at a KOA that's nice. Private campgrounds, are all over the place, but we'll use them all. Our favorite is if we
county
can,
parks.
if we can, county parks.
There's something people forget about.
We love to boondock, and now for the last year it's been our own property that we seem to spend more time on, and using our camping and then using that as a base to explore the area. So, but that's just us. We don't like crowded campgrounds, and
a lot of people love the KOAs and the crowded campgrounds. They've got kids. I mean, there's movie night and activities, things to do, crafts,
fun stuff. Yeah, and
kids are happy.
We have fun there. We do.
Yeah.
But just our favorite thing is we want to get away from it all. So we kind of like, Jellystone parks. Those are all fun. We love to take the grandkids there and go camping there. But so that's just us. We're all different, right?
It's all good.
Facebook user. What do you think of schoolies? We met a guy at our meetup yesterday who were shopping for some property for their daughter who is traveling around solo in a schoolie. Schoolies are cool. They're just big. They're really big. To convert, we've seen some gorgeous schoolies that have been built. And if people don't know what that is, it's a school bus that's been turned into an RV. And, they look fabulous. I think we saw, it was at the California RV show where we saw the Greyhound bus that had been turned into an RV. And that was really cool. They're great. They're just really big.
They're big.
Yeah. And, I kind of like going back roads as much as possible. So I don't necessarily see that for us, but I like looking at them and going through them.
Okay, we joined Harvest Host this year, so hoping to use sites as supplements on our trips. I think you'll be happy.
Yeah, that's great. They're a great operation. We've been kind of partnering with them for a long time. You can actually get a pretty good discount on Harvest Host if you go to rvlifestyle.com/partners. We're
Quitting time.
Yeah, it's just quitting time. Are we unpacked yet?
No, I got to get up there and get going. I got to get to work.
Okay, we're gonna go and get work. One last pitch for our brand new sweepstakes that started tonight. Winner announced in 2 weeks. We're giving away the SpotOn satellite collar for your dog. Draw your own electric fences. They really work. We bought this for Bo in the early fall, and we have it now set up with fences at our Michigan property and at our property in Tennessee. Great price. You can enter as many times as you want. And if you just want to buy one, if you've been thinking about it, during the sweepstakes, they're giving a really substantial discount on it. You can get all the information right there, or just enter the contest and one lucky winner will be announced in 2 weeks. It's like over $1,000. So
and they got to like us.
And you got to like us.
Please.
And you know what? We keep wondering, should we even do YouTube anymore? Because I don't see everybody subscribing. We've just been kind of plateaued. So if you haven't subscribed, would you do that? Well, we're just not going to do so many YouTubes anymore, because if we're not growing, we got to go in a different direction. So subscribe. We're begging you. What?
I'm not begging. I'm encouraging.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. We're strongly encouraging you to, but please do if you haven't subscribed. And that helps us get noticed by YouTube if a lot of you subscribe. All right, we're going to go unpack. We got fun podcasts coming this week. We're going to talk about how to add meaning, special meaning to your camping experience. I think you'll find some cool stuff there. So tune in to podcast Wednesday, and next Saturday on YouTube, the video will be my mea culpa, my confession about not listening to my wife and what happens when you don't listen to your wife.
See, if you don't do YouTube, you won't be having to make these videos.
Yeah.
About your confessions.
Yeah, then I won't have to be so embarrassed about all these operator errors I do. Anyway, that video is coming next Saturday. Thanks, Phyllis. Thanks, Chris Cowley, for being there on YouTube. And thanks you guys for making time for us on this Sunday night. Now, next Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday, but we're still going to come on, I think. So we'll still be doing an
abbreviated.
Yeah, we'll see how many people are there, because I know there's a lot of people watching the Super Bowl next week. But we'll be here at 7 o'clock Eastern time, as always, next week. So I want to thank you guys for being there.
Happy trails.
And yes, happy trails. It is.